What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Microtopia. It's been a little bit since I played this one, so we're just gonna let it go and see what happens. It may look different from the last time. I've done a little bit of, sprucing up the joint. I added a little bit to this base. Let's delete this. I added a little bit to this base. Trying to do some things. What are we trying to do here? Well, first we were making. I believe we did this on the last episode. We were making energy pod 3s here, and I added the infrastructure to get us pod worker 3s on a 5-minute timer. So every 5 minutes we'll get a new pod worker, which means, probably about 100 minutes from now, so 1 hour from now, almost 2 hours from now, we'll have full complement, able to do anything that we need here, as well as having these, as well as having diggers and iron workers, which will be needed to bolster our drones. Our drone fleet. Also on our train line, which we are working towards making, completing, I guess. We're working towards completing across the entirety of our island, our islands right now. Let's see how long we have on these. So that middle one. So we're working on our train logistics, and as soon as we complete all of this, as soon as we can get through clearing out this whole island, I believe it will be time to make the fancy ants. And we're almost there, right? We only have 153 and less than 300. 12 in that one and less than 300, so we are extremely close to finishing. We just need to keep those digger ants digging away. Here we have glass coming. It's very low in supply. It's very short in supply. Also in this island, we were able to transfer production from pod worker 2s to pod worker 3s, which is a net positive, right? Because it takes 2 energy pod 2s, which provide 3 energy, and creates 1 energy pod 1, which creates 1 energy pod 3, which provides 7 energy. So it's a net positive of 1 energy, and in that way, it increases the time that these ants are alive. They last for 10 minutes as opposed to 7.5 minutes, and we were getting smashed here. We were not capable of keeping up at all with the demand for the energy pod 2s. So we didn't like that at all. I believe we'll do this here as well. Let's take this out, and we'll train this one over to 3, and we'll change this one to these. Let's get this guy out of here. Change this one really quick too. Sorry, it's a very delicate process. We can change this, I think, now. Because what I'm thinking is that this individual stockpile will be able to provide enough for what we're using them for, and we can begin to create. This needs to go here. This needs to go here. This needs to go here. And then we'll add the condition that, since it's being imported, we'll add the condition that if it goes down, if that stockpile goes down to less than 1, we can leave. But let's just start doing this. Okay, hopefully nothing crazy has happened here on this island, such as a waiting drone. Good. Okay, little ant, you may leave. Looks like we have our first Podworker 3 coming on this jungle island, which is beautiful. And our setup here is such that if you are a digger ant, you know, everything comes down this one main line. If you're a digger ant, you go up to this loop. And maybe we can do this. Might be neat. Oops. There we go. Just to differentiate the different things. You know, this is our main loop here. Main loop. Excuse me. Yeah, this is our main loop here, so this is our main entrance to the loop. I guess this is what this will mean. And if you can... yeah, like that. That's much nicer. Okay. And then if you can enter the loop, then by all means. If not, then you're going here to get us some good stuff. And as soon as we have enough... oh, okay. What's happening here? What's happening here? Oh, right, because this... wait, what? Oh, wow. That's super annoying. See what happens. Yeah, and then so in the process I moved all of the imports to one area so that we could use this as an export area. And in the process, we have allowed, or we have made a fatal mistake, flaw, and you know, it harmed us. Evidentially, right there, right? We were able to see how it harmed us. But that island looks like it's beginning to be taken care of now. We're up to 200 out of 400. Let's take a look at this one. 6 minutes. Good enough for me. Alright, we have a guy incoming. Do we have one ready? No, we do not. Okay. We need to have an exit condition for these guys. Other than elderly. And what are we waiting for research-wise? Good question. I think we're looking for smart dispenser. And then we are all in on the polluted island scanner. As you can see, we are already sort of in the midst of glass deficit. We're about to, once you get the fancy ants producing, the glass doesn't become a problem. It's not necessarily too much of a problem. It still is very delicate situation, but you know, it's okay. Well, half these guys don't even make it over here. It's so funny. Okay, looks like this one's finished here. Just pause really quick. These ones are going to have to be overlapping, and that's just the way it is. It's not going to be for long. And we don't need to know who goes where, but they just need to be digging. Excellent. Okay, so let's fill this up. Seems we are producing here. No? We're not. It's pretty close though. Let's actually, I don't know. It doesn't matter. So we are, I guess, eating into our stockpile here, but I think it's going to be okay once we get the faster ants. I think it's going to be just fine. And it looks like our light bulb stockpile is in good hands. Again, we just need to make sure that the glass is always coming, and you know, as long as we have glass on this island, then we will be okay. I think soon the next thing we're going to do is, you know, once this gets depleted, we're going to change. Once these two areas get depleted, we're changing things up on this island again. But it's necessary. Sorry for zooming in and out. Probably not too good for your stomachs. But we need to clear this copper. We need to clear this rubble. This is going to be our main concrete production for a while. We are, I believe, delivering. Yes, we are delivering fabric. So that means, or at least fabric will be a delivery on this island, so we can make plenty of resin on that island. That'll be a resin producing island, as well as light bulbs. Maybe we can shift light bulb production to another island. Excuse me, but I just really like how close it is to the main island. Excuse me. And then, you know, shipping the glass to the desert island and working from there. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll have to see how it goes. You know. How are we doing here? We're not good. Oh yeah, don't go there. Go here first. We'll still have to keep an eye until all the pod workers, until we get enough pod workers. Now we will be keeping an eye on this, but it's in a good state, like it's better state than it was before this, because we have the undying pod workers. As long as we keep some in here, you know, we're good. Okay, so that just popped here. There's only one left. It's gonna come in here anyway, so nothing we can do about it. We really aren't worried about yellow science, right? We have progressed quite nicely in that area, and again, we were able to. We're pretty much able to produce them at will, right? You know, every 10 minutes or so, we're getting a guy, and that's phenomenal. How's our drone inventory? We only have 6. At least we don't need to take any more out of there. We're getting there. We're getting there, folks. Right now, this is the most important step in our colony's life. If this fails, we will have a lot of bootstrapping to do, so we don't want that to happen. But it's nice now that we're working on things. And you may ask, why do I have this set to a 5-minute timer and not like 1 minute? Because we really need more diggers than we need pod workers at this point, right? We can't work the resources if we don't have the resources. So just for the moment, you know, we need more. Yes, we have some iron. Yes, we have some copper, but you know, we still want to be able to overproduce, I guess. Overproduce and then produce enough. Like this needs to go in here. When does this come out? 150? When does this go? 125 against, but not bad. Just gotta watch this one. Almost there. Almost able to enter into these. Once we get in there and start making, we just need 4 more. I don't see any. Yeah, they're still flying. That's good. We just don't have anything to deliver to this island, I guess. Which is kind of scary, because we really could use more. Oh no. Oh no. How did you get that? Alright, hopefully that wasn't too bad. Let's get out of here. Let's get you out of here. Just do this really quickly, since they can continue to go there, and then we'll get it out of here. I know I need to get back to the jungle island, and we will. Look how much iron we have stockpiles. It's just insane. Okay, let's make sure. Yeah, perfect. We only have 4 drones. That's not good. Oh, because we're... Oh, wow. Because we were making that. Right. Okay, we'll make a ton of drones now. Going forward, here they come. And we'll need to do the same thing over here eventually. But we'll see. Maybe, maybe not. Might be nice to have distinct ant populations on each island, you know, as far as what they're consisting of. Constituted of, I guess. Alright, we're about to get our plates, which is nice. I like the light bulbs is worked on before plates, even though it's further along. And so maybe we can take a look at this. This is kind of like a branching path. So if they're first thing we says is if they're carrying anything at all, enter this side lane. And then it breaks it up individually by what they're carrying. And I have the first I have the first few items what we're importing from other islands by air, so that we can get them in and out quickly. And what happens? What is this other cascade? I mean, I've seen it. So this is if you're not a fancy ant, you'll enter into here, which will be lined with a, or be ending with a launch pad. And otherwise, you'll continue along, and if you can get out of there, you'll get back on the main line and head off. Again, eventually this is going to go all the way around to more islands. And yeah, each fancy ant lives 20 minutes, so they can get quite a distance, especially if we line this whole area with um, beacons and stuff. Get them full of beacons and traveling very quickly. They'll get a lot of work done for us. And then I like that they fly to a different area to do some kind of export logistics, you know. Can wait here for a sec. Wait here for a sec. It's almost done. 3, 2, 1. You're done. Set that down. Boom. Now you may take off. Beautiful. Yeah, I like it. You know, it's nicely done, I think. Hopefully this ant doesn't die. Or it's, you know, I think it looks nice. And everything is kind of like in a perpetual state of, can we do this? So there's no, you know, these have to be conditions fulfilled before these conditions get fulfilled. So, you know, it keeps us from overproducing. This could probably take one. Just for now, we aren't really producing too many goods here for our ants to be worried about. Got a lot of gold in here, it's nice. Okay, folks, I got some work to do, and this will be an early end for us. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.